Right guys, I apologise about the sound. I've just come to Chelmsford Aston Barclay car auctions. Bid on a very cool X1 M actually here. Luckily, the sun's out and it's actually quite nice walking around and looking at other cars. I saw a few other cars that are going through next week which I was actually fairly interested in. But this is what I've bought. Pearl white X1 25d, which is still a 2-litre diesel, but it's the most powerful diesel they make. 218 horse, I believe, 0 to 60 in. Do you know, I can't remember the exact seconds, but it's fast. I'm not going to say exactly what it is until I find out, but I think it's around about the 6 second sort of mark. But it's a quick car, very, very cool car. Crazy low miles, 36,000 miles. Wheels are absolutely battered, unfortunately, so I will, these are actually the best ones of the two, but other than that, Stephen James actually came from Stephen James BMW as well, which we like. This wheel's really bad. Don't think it's quite as bad as this one though. This might be the worst one. A bit of a lack of peel problem there. Brakes look good though. So that is it. Better get it back. Oh, it's got the cool headlights as well. It's such a high spec car this is, honestly. Reversing camera, pan roof opening. You don't get any better than this. As far as an X1 goes, this is it. They don't get any better than that. Auto, obviously, love an auto. So yeah, my dad's in the van. Now I've got to get it home, get the wheels done, start prepping this one along with all the other ones. Cool car. See you soon. Alright guys, I'm in a bit of a hurry. Got to quickly get this washed before the wheels get taken away tomorrow. Guys coming to get the wheels on the old X1. Just going to give it a quick wash so I can start doing the bodywork whilst it's in my prep bay on axle stands. So, let's quickly get it on. Sorry about the wind, guys. Wheel works have just gone to take the wheels away for the X1 because they were battered, them wheels. So the X1 looks a little bit poorly at the moment, but it's got to be the first part of getting that prepped. I love this car. It's such a cool car, honestly. It'll be amazing when it's finished. But for now, that's what it looks like. Alright, wheels are back on. No centre caps, but look at them. How much better does that look? So, wheels back on. Car's dirty again. Just going to give it another quick wash. Now get back to mine, start prepping. That's that done. It's all washed. Let's get it home. Right, we're back home. Quick dry off. Then we'll have a proper look around it. So I've got new centre caps and centre stickers on order, but as you can see, the wheels are now. So it's got Continentals all round, which I love. Continentals are a good tyre. They're not the best. Everyone would say that Michelin's are probably the best, but Continental are a very good, expensive tyre. So to have Continental run flats all round on this, all with a good 6mm tread on them, is marvellous. So as far as prep goes on this, so as I said, the wheels are done. Now the biggest thing on this, I took a bit of a gamble on these because I mean, BMW paint is probably one of the nicest paints to work with as far as correction goes. I'm not a detailer by any means, but I can do enough to make a car look nice and take out quite a lot of marks. But this one, see, white, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. White is a very forgiving colour when it comes to scratches that aren't too deep, obviously. Dents, really forgiven with little dents, car park dents, that sort of stuff. It's actually really hard to see when you polish a white car. It's really hard to see where you've polished when you're taking it off, because most polishers leave a sort of a white dust on them before you take it off. But the biggest thing that worries me with this, now it looks all right from a distance, but if you can see, you see them cloudy patches. I mean, how hard have you got to rub something to take off that much shine? I mean, especially there. I mean, it's absolutely covered in scratches, as you can see. There's a dent there. See, if I go down the side of this car, I've just shown you that dent, but to actually see that dent, especially when the paint hasn't been marked, is like near there. Is like near on impossible. There it is. There, look. So if this was a dark car, that would look horrific. You could see it from 50 feet away. But white cars are actually quite forgiving. Not to mention they look amazing when they're all clean. But this one has got so many scratches down it. You can see all the fallout from it as well. It's got tar all over it. It's going to take quite a lot of mopping, this car. But I just hope that they're not, that them patches where they've rubbed, I mean, I don't know what they were. Maybe it was bird poo there. I don't know, on the bonnet, you know, but on the doors, weird. I just hope that they'll come out with my mop or even a wet flat, because if they don't, it will look horrific. It will look hideous because it sticks out from, look at it, it sticks out like a sore thumb. But as far as that goes, headlights, mega, such a nice option, these headlights. So it's got the xenons. It'll have the white angel eyes. You get the little BMW emblem there. As far as the spec goes on this car, the spec is so good. You know, I mean, as far as the open and pan roof is a massive one. It's really hard to get a pan roof on an E84. So this is an E84 BMW X1. They went. Now, I mean, I might have made a little bit of a motor trade faux pas here, really, because so this is a 2014. And they only made the E84 up to 2015. In 2016, they went up to the new shape. So it's a little bit of a, in the motor trade, you don't normally go for, especially a low mileage one as well, because it makes it even more expensive. You don't normally go for a high value runoff model before a facelift. And this wasn't any old facelift. They changed the shape of the whole car. They actually went, so this this X1 runs on a 3 Series Touring chassis and running gear. So it's a 3 Series estate from the E90. Now, the new one, 2016 on, that runs on the same platform as a 2 Series Active Tourer front wheel drive. So this is an X-Drive, which makes it a 4-wheel drive car. It says on the side there. So this is an X-Drive. If it was an S-Drive, it would be a rear-wheel drive car. But the new 2016 onwards, front-wheel drive car. So, I mean, I really like this shape, and I really like this exact model. As I said when we picked it up at auction, this is the X25d, so it's still a 2-litre diesel, but it makes, so it's got 215 horsepower, 332 foot-pounds of torque, I want to say. I think it's 332, 334. It's 0 to 60 in like 6.8 seconds. 8-speed auto gearbox, 0 to 60 in 6.8 seconds, but it will still return over like 50 to the gallon. So for that sort of performance, them sort of figures, it's awesome, really. So it shows us the X25D there. A lot of dealers advertise these as being a twin turbo, but they're not a twin turbo at all. BMW call them the twin power turbo, which is actually, so they've only got one turbo on them. I'll show you, because it always says it on the engine cover. Oh, my little fingers out of there. So there it is, twin power turbo. So what that actually is, it's got one turbo, little one. There, look. What it actually is, that's a plenum. It's pretty much, as far as I know, that's pretty much some innovative BMW plenum chamber which makes the turbo spool up in different ways. Spools up quicker, spools up slower. So it's not a twin turbo at all, but it is a twin power turbo. Whether that makes any difference or not, but most of the people that are going to sort of inquire about this car will only be worried about its performance. They won't be worried about all of the sort of complicated jargon which I'm going on about. But I really like these cars, and it makes me get a bit excited about them. I like it even more now. When this is done, this will be a lovely car. So as far as prep goes, I've got to go around it fairly heavily. I'm probably going to clay this car because it's got fallout all over it. I have done a fallout remover on it, which got rid of most of it, but there'll be there is still little bits on here. That is, it's just fallout, that is. It's not chips in the paint or anything like that. It's got a few scratches on the bonnet, which will all mop out as well. But I'll probably clay this car, then I'll mop the car and see how it comes out. I'll tell you what, I'll do some mopping on the side there and we'll see if the marks come out. As far as that goes, it'll have a new MOT. I'll MOT every one of my cars before they go out. It doesn't, for the sake of 35 quid, it doesn't really make sense to not MOT a car, I don't think. It protects you, it protects a new customer. They get 12 months MOT, everyone's happy. It's 35 quid. You might as well do that. But as far as that goes, brakes are all fine, tyres are all fine. It was serviced. It's got 8,000 miles to its service. I haven't decided whether I'm going to give it another service yet. 8,000 miles to is potentially another year's worth of driving. I don't know. I'll have another look at that because I can't exactly remember. I'm just doing it off the cuff. But that is it for now. That is it. Good looking car. And let's crack on with the prep. Oh, inside of it really isn't that bad. It's got the centre caps from when I couldn't fit them centre caps back. They've got a few little marks. I couldn't fit them. So we'll get new centre caps for it, new stickers. But the inside really isn't that bad. It's just normal dirt, a little bit of grime. It's really not that bad at all. It's got 2 sets of mats in it, which is, them ones are brand new underneath. Don't get the 2 sets of mats things, but I'm not going to complain about it. I'll take it. But it's really not that bad. It's not going to be, it'll be a little bit time consuming because of all of the scratches and everything, but it's a really nice car. It's going to look lovely when it's done. Right, now I've made a bit of a boob here because I've just done all of the front door with the clay bar, and I should have recorded that and showed the difference, which was a bit silly because the back door, so the front door is always worse because it gets all of the tar and everything off the front wheels. The back doors aren't usually as bad, but there's a little bit of fallout on it. You can see it there. So that's all tar off the road. So if I leave that there, zoom in a little bit, what I'll do, spray my quick detail spray. What I'll do, I'll show you so you can see all of the tar here. And what this clay bar does, it takes off all of the contaminants in the paint. Obviously it won't correct scratches. It's not a cutting compound or anything like that, but all it does, it just takes off all of the contaminants on top of the paint, which a lot of tar and glue removers, fallout removers, won't remove it all, as I sort of said. But the problem, here's my problem with clay bars and mitts and stuff, they're so good that you can't not use them. The difference is so vast that you just can't really, especially on a white car, you can't really skip the stage if you want it to look as nice as it's ever going to look. And that's just that little section done there. And it's obviously, I know it's all scratched, I've got to take the scratches out with my mop, but you can just see the paint. It's silky smooth. It doesn't get any better than that. That's as good as it looked when it came out of the factory, other than the scratches, obviously, but contaminants wise. And that's the problem that I've got with clay bar. It's so damn good that you can't not do it. As far as the stage goes, it's a bit frustrating, but awesome at the same time. Got to get them scratches out. I'm gonna have to do that in a minute. doing my head in with it. Oh, I've got to see if them scratches come out. I can't do any more clay. Hold on. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to wet flat that. So if I can, I always try and mop stuff flat straight away to see if they come out. If I don't have to wet flat stuff, I won't ever. But I just can't not. Oh, come out already. Oh, you know what? I feel better already because it's come out straight away. See that? It doesn't always happen like that, but that is the lovely thing about. Oh, it's amazing. That's the lovely thing about BMW paint. See, if that was a Honda or any Japanese car, really, something like that, not only would that have just been horrendous to get out, it might not have gotten out or come out, but that has all just come out straight away. Oh, it's going to be like brand new, this car. That's mega. Let's do the rest of the lines quickly. So, they're all gone. All the marks are gone. I mean, look at the difference. Look. That's pretty mad, really. The weird thing is, do you know what the weird thing is? That still actually looks a bit cloudy around. It looks sort of a bit cloudy around there. Hairs look a bit. That's really weird. It looks a bit cloudy. In real life, I can't see any imperfections on that at all. That panel there. But I mean, it almost looks a bit mottled and a bit. But in real life, it's really not. That is absolutely perfect, that bit there. That bit, however, is not. So now I just have to do the whole side. Mega. They look mega. Do you know what? Slim cat boys. Oh, the Merc ones. They're Brabus ones. Yes! Oh, Renault. Don't judge me on the Renault. Had a Renault Wind. It was missing a centre cap. Let's forget about that. Oh. Right, now what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to, this is going to take me a long time to mop this thing. I've mopped it all here, but it's still, the scratches are quite deep here, so they're all, you can just see, you see that? You can just see that one there. It's going to take me hours to do this. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to do the whole car. We'll come back after I've done it all, because even on a time lapse, it's going to take forever. This car, it's going to take hours. Centre caps look way better though. We'll be back. We're getting in on the X1. Look at the scratches on them. I mean, on the pillars there, on them trims. See, they're only plastic trims, but I tell you what, the mop. Look at the ones down the bottom there. Look at the state of them. The mop makes them look mega. I'll show you. Let's quickly get one. You see the difference in it? Look at that. Bear that! So the outside of the X1 is pretty much done. Go around here. Wheels are a bit dusty, but obviously I will sort them out just before it goes up for sale. But all of the mopping side of everything is done. Scratches are all out, both sides. Both sides of they all came out. Awesome. Right, guys. So as far as the Audi video goes, if anyone watched that, that is watching this one, it was too long. So what I've decided to do is the journeys of cars that go from trade to retail. I think I'm going to break them down into 1 or 2, maybe even 3 parts, depending on how long they're going to be. So I asked my partner Claire. She'll probably end up being on the channel soon. I asked her to watch that Audi video before I posted it, and to see what she thought about the length of it, and well, she fell asleep after about 9 minutes. Although in my defence, it was late and she'd had a busy day, and but so this X1 video, I'm going to cut into 2 bits, and let me know if it's better. Thanks for watching it, and I'll get the next part 2 up as soon as I can. It won't be long. Thanks for watching. So I'll see you soon.